Are we good? Come on. Looks like we're good. I think we're good for now. All right, let's continue. Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers, you will find, remain idle in their domiciles, though your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. Yeah, you keep saying big words that I don't understand. Speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structures there. You say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporal bodies? An astute question, and understandable, given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If in our idleness we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. That is why I was present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured they would not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of the crystalline domiciles to communicate. Oh, so you're just gonna hang out here, okay. I'm gonna go get the teleport over here. Just in case I die here. We're gonna set the home here too. So we have to touch the crystals? You wish to speak? Very well. Pray a moment, if you would. This is a little weird. So they don't exist at all, they're just crystals? You cast your thoughts towards the crystalline domicile, but there's no response. It's almost like you're talking to the aether. These look like little buds. Like flower buds. Why we speak our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment. I must remember what form did I take when last I emerged. Interesting. The strange moaning comes and goes, but soon fades into silence. Alright, I gotta go to this glowy boy over here. Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? I see. If they fail to answer, then it is likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are not but concentrated aether now. Worry not, there are no others who have need of those lodgings, and they will not prove a hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, you said some few did answer your request for an audience, yes? I imagine they will be with us ere long. So it's like a telephone? I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few EA have awakened. Ah, there they are. May I introduce you to La Laka, Dudeke, and Nanid. It has been too long. Cough, code, food. I dare say Saturn 4 has since completed an orbit. Indeed, till the travelers brought it to my attention, I had noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course. The ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporal forms. The truth of the matter is as plain to see as the neighboring systems, but my single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity. Thus did I bid them awaken you. Am I the only one who struggles to tell who is speaking? Nay, thou art not. In the absence of corporal forms and the divergence they afford, mayhap such similarity in voice is unavoidable. By the way, Puff Cood, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form. Ah, yes. So long has it been. It had completely escaped my mind, and still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. Neither do I. Pity I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Come now. No need. The archives have long been frozen, lest we subject ourselves to further dolor. Surely you recall that much. Of course. Food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh, such as they, must regularly replenish their aether by contributing to their replenishment. We communicate our friendly intention. That's right. That's right. We dully invite you to join us in the communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. If we have a chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline. Excellent. If you would care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest aether. Are we going to be eating crystals? First carrots, now crystals. Or is it dirt? This facility is where we replenish our aether. There is no particular name for it, but we traditionalists sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be awash with purest aether. Please absorb as much as you like. What? I just stand here? You brace yourself for a rush of sweet, sweet aether, but nothing seems to happen. Perhaps you need to wait a little longer. Something's supposed to happen? Brace yourself again, but again, nothing seems to happen. Just I had suspected. As meticulously as one might recreate the EA's home world, this is Ultima Thule. One cannot simply generate aether here. As recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, to the very truth of their existence, much like the phantoms of the recreated Amarot. However, appearances may seem we must ever be mindful that this is the memory of the dead with whom we deal. I thought they were kind of like them. So, did you find your fill of aether? Alas, we couldn't absorb it. A deficiency in our forms, it would seem. Oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask how you normally replenish your aether? By eating food. Through your mouths, you say? How very primitive and quaint. To think that their mouths serve not only to expel sound, but draw in sustenance besides. Such life forms have long since vanished from our systems. Though we regrettably could not partake of your magnificent feast, rest assured we feel your welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we could not fail but wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain the vessels of flesh, and thence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation? You flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the EA yet possessed corporeal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. By transcending all limitations, we believed we would eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. From the tangible such as land to the intangible such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress, but the most confining of all was the flesh itself. Our natural lifespan was distressingly middling, you see, too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. But we managed to solve this problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of other flesh. Thus changed, we had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make ever greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations, until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. That is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena, and thence decided the future. We could but achieve this, but we believed that we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. And did you find the answers you sought? Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed us to a fundamental truth. Knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share it with you. No, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. They are possessed of corporeal forms, their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, is it not our duty to warn them? What thinkest thou? We have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know it, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us at the stone pillars just outside the bounds of the abode, a place called Elegia. A fundamental truth. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led such an enlightened people to this indolent end. Here, we join the EA. There is one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Ruroux, Grahatia, might I trouble you for your assistance? But of course. My thanks. We shall head outside the abode, if you would kindly follow me. I know not what mischief you are plotting, Urianger, but I trust you have our best interest at heart. The rest of us shall go on ahead to Elegia. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. Okay, so gotta go over here. Oh boy. I'm sure I scared that guy. He's just minding his own business. Wait, there's water here? Oh, it's got floating rocks. Can I go underneath? No? Aye, this place shall serve. Is it the spring that you wish to investigate? Pray, forgive me, my friends, but there is naught to investigate. 'Twas but a pretense to speak in private. Something the matter? You have our undivided attention. As we have established here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So faithfully formed as the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? Metion has taken their hearts unto herself. Metion had made contact with them while they still lived. I could begin to guess. I think she took their hearts. I'm inclined to agree. If Metion can take the emotions of others as her own, I dare say she would be able to recreate them more faithfully than she relied on any historical account. By which logic, she must have visited them while they still lived, the dragons and the EA both. So, too, did I theorize, and upon that assumption, consider how those two races may have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Metion perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own. A heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an intelligy in the course of her starfaring journey. If she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire. Even as she possesseth the power to grant it, the power of dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Metion did unleash dynamis and ushered the dragons and the EA unto their doom. Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this. In the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? Why do you tell us this now? Never again would I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades. In bringing thee into my confidence, I would remain true to my word. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the Crystal Exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? 'Tis indelicate of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found within. The answer to the question, in what moment might I stand strongest? After all that we've been through, I will say only this. Do what you must. Do what you must, and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend. I shall. Without further ado, then, let us go to go to join our comrades. Let us be off to Elegia. I'm gonna teleport there. That's a long walk. It seems everyone is accounted for. Shall we then?
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb 3.
Why am I having trouble at the 30-minute mark? Okay, Twitch is good. Are we good on YouTube? Okay, we're good on YouTube now. All right.
As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter into an eternal ice age. In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it. Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments
we good?